I've always believed in this idea that if you just keep showing up for yourself, even when you're tired, even when it's hard, and even when you don't see the results yet, one day you will get to where you're meant to be. That's what one day means to me. No waiting, no wishing, just moving forward anyways. This podcast is for the people who are still becoming, the ones who feel behind and the ones who have not given up yet, the ones that refuse to give up no matter what. I'm Ashley, and this is One Day. And today I just want to tell you guys the story of how I kept showing up for myself even when I had no clue where I was going. 2025 was definitely a weird year, but looking back at it, I started living the life that I have always dreamed about, which is crazy. It was different. It wasn't exactly what I thought it was going to be. I'm just a girl from a small town in Minnesota, and don't get me wrong, I love Minnesota. It's a beautiful place, but I have always known from a young age that I needed to see the world. I am not the type of person to stay in the same state all my life, the same city, the same town, and just stay with the same people, do the same things every day for my whole life. I knew I would never be able to do that. Not to mention, I've probably done every possible thing you can do in Minnesota at least 2 or 3 times. I've always known my life wasn't going to be the normal 9 to 5 lifestyle, whatever, all that, and I've always wanted to see the world. I've always wanted to travel, see all these new experiences, all of that. But for so long, and I know a lot of people can probably relate to this, I was stuck. I felt so stuck. I didn't know how to get out of Minnesota. I didn't know how to get out of the anxiety I was feeling, the pressure, just everything that I was feeling day to day. Up until late 2024, I don't know when exactly, but I started listening to Noah Kahan more. Specifically the song You're Gonna Go Far. I was obsessed with that song, and I probably listened to it 5 times a day. I think just listening to that song over and over again, it really inspired me. And I've always heard people say to artists, you saved my life, you saved my life, your music did so much for me. And I've never understood that. I love so many artists. Justin Bieber is probably one of my favorite artists. I love so many different artists, but I've never felt this way. So Noah Kahan, if you're watching this, maybe one day I'll meet you. You might have saved my life, saved your music really brought something out in me. Your music, Noah Kahan's music is just it is so inspirational, so motivating, so gets to the heart. I don't know. But specifically, You're Gonna Go Far. It was he was singing it to me, and the only person that has ever been 100% supportive of my dreams in this life and goals and everything is my mom. She has always been supportive of me. She's always told me to go live my life. Just all of that. Most supportive person in my life. But everyone else around me was definitely not like that. I was surrounded by a bunch of people who will probably be in the same town their whole lives. And no hate on my part, I could never do that. I could never be that type of person. And I need to see the world. I need to see more. I need to do more. And that's what I'm gonna do. And You're Gonna Go Far, the lyrics just really, it was almost because I was singing it to myself, and it goes so pack up your bags, put a hand in your heart, whatever the lyrics are, you're gonna go far. There was just one day, I think, where I was listening to that song, and I said, okay, I'm doing it, I'm going. I've always wanted to road trip across the country. Always, but I never knew how. How are you gonna do it? So if you really want something, you gotta make a plan. You gotta really sit down, make a plan, and do it. You really gotta plan it out. And that's what I did. But like I said, Noah Kahan really inspired me. One day I was just I'm doing it. And I made a plan. I said I was going to buy a little trailer camper thing, and go travel the Pacific Northwest / West Coast kind of. And I made a whole plan. I planned out exactly what I needed to do, how much money I needed to get, all of that. And about a year later, I did it. September of 2024, I did the first road trip of my life. Well, not road trip, but big road trip like that. I went from Minnesota to the Pacific Northwest, all the way down the coast of California, and that was my dream. That I did it, and it's crazy, and I am so proud of myself. One thing about me is if I want something, I will get it. There's no stopping me. I will do it. I will get it. And that's what one day means. One day is like, if you want something, put your heart to it. Put your heart and soul into it. Just keep moving forward. Just keep doing it. And one day you will get there. That's what I did. My plan was to stop in California and just figure it out from there. Basically just live in my camper for a while and figure out my life. I was going to film and do all that fun stuff and figure out what I was going to do next, basically. I wasn't scared. That was the amazing part. I was not scared. And let me tell you guys, this road trip, it helped me so much emotionally. I needed that, and I learned so many things, and just getting away from my hometown has done so much for me. But life happens for a reason, and I'm not questioning it. Actually, I ended up meeting my partner, and we lived together in Las Vegas for a while. And that was basically like the second best thing, I got to live like 4 hours from California. Well, actually, it was right on the border, but like Los Angeles was 4 hours away. I got to adventure around that part of the country even more and be with the love of my life. And it was amazing. If I have one thing to tell to people, especially if you're young, go live in a new part of the country. Even a new state just surrounding you or whatever. Just go explore the world. Go see new things, because you have no clue how much it will do for you. You will learn things, you will see things, you will experience things, you will feel new emotions. Everyone needs to do it. I was the type of person when I was younger where I knew I wanted to do that. I knew I wanted to see the world, travel the country, but I had no clue how. I had no clue. And sometimes it takes just a little thing, a little spark in your heart, your soul, your brain. Takes that little spark, and that will push you to actually make a plan and go for it. But everything happens for a reason, and I'm so happy. So again, Noah Kahan, thank you. Your music is my favorite music in the world. But anyways, fast forward to like 2025, I lived in 3 different states in 1 year. Absolutely insane. But this is like the part of life that you have to like let go of expectations, because you could want something, plan it out so critically. Is that a word? I don't know. You could want something, plan it out, do everything on your checklist, and still not get exactly what you wanted. You sometimes need to just step back and realize, me like 5 years ago would have killed for this, like dreamed of this, would be so proud of me. So I got to explore the country. I don't know. I think I just need to learn to live in the moment more, because I got to live in Nevada, I guess 4 states. I moved back to Minnesota for like 2 months. It was the biggest regret of my life. I am so upset about it. That's over now. I'm not upset about it anymore. Minnesota, Nevada, Florida, and South Carolina. Wow. What an insane year. But moving across the country, getting away from my hometown, really inspired me to stop living by other people's wants and needs, and stop caring what other people think. So 2025 was all in all very hard, very stressful and emotional, but also maybe one of the best. No, it was a good year and bad year. It was good and bad. Like I said, sometimes you just gotta look back, because I look back, even 3 years ago me would be like, whoa, you're doing that now? Whoa, that's like what we've always dreamed of. You're doing it? I've always wanted to be able to make money doing what I love, which is content creation, making videos, editing, all of that stuff, social media, everything. Again, like, I am doing that, but it's not exactly what I would have expected. But I am doing it. I am making a living off of content creation, off of doing what I love. So it's just not exactly, I mean, it is. I do love my life now. I love it. I love what I do every day. I just want more. Basically, in 2025, I think in like April or May, one day I was just like, I'm doing this. I'm going all in and I'm doing this. And this is really what you got to do. Put your head down for 6 months and do it. Just go all in. And that's exactly what I did. I said, I'm going to do this TikTok shop thing. I'm going to do this content creation thing. And I'm going to be successful. I'm going to be making money. And yeah. And guys, visions and manifesting, it really does work. Because the more you act, you got to act like the person you want to become, and you will just naturally become that person. That's all you really got to do. Just act like the person you want to become. And that's exactly what I did. I am a whole different person. Funny thing is, it's like the universe was like pushing me to go after this dream, go after this goal, because I started applying for jobs. I know a lot of people are probably going to be like, you just couldn't get a job. You didn't apply for enough jobs or whatever. But no, I applied for probably like 100 jobs, something like that. And no one was getting back to me. I had a couple interviews, wouldn't work. And then I finally got a job. I finally did get a job at a daycare center. And let me tell you, I thought I would like it. Because I've always loved kids. I've always been good with kids. But I've really only worked with them one by one. So I guess I should have thought about that. No, I started working in this daycare center, and it was... I instantly, I did not like it. I was miserable. I worked like 3 or 4 days, I think, maybe more, I don't know. But it was horrible. I was locked in like a 10 by 10 room for 8 or 9 hours with no windows, full of like 12 to 15 kids. No thank you. No thank you. No thank you. Oh my goodness. But yeah, I was just miserable, and I knew that there would be no changing that. I knew I wouldn't just like it one day. I knew that that would affect my mental health like insanely, and I knew I was trying to start TikTok Shop at the time along with this, and I knew that if I kept doing this, I wouldn't be able to do TikTok Shop, and it would be horrible, like horrible. It just was not going to work out, and I knew that for a fact. And my partner was like, you are miserable, you're not going to like this, do not keep working. So I quit, and that was my ultimate sign of like, just put your head down and go 100% and do it. And I'm not going to lie, not very many people believed in me. There weren't results at first, because there never are. You're never going to see results the minute after you start something. So no one really believed in myself. No one really believed in me except for me. And it took like 2 months, but after those 2 months, the results were there. Way quicker than most people. I was very thankful. I think I'm just really good at it because I'm good at content. I'm not trying to be like whatever, but the results were there, and it's like the best feeling ever. It was the best feeling ever. And this is just like your sign. If you want something, just go after it. Just really put your whole heart and soul into it, and one day you will get there if you just try hard. I think a lot of people don't realize how hard it is to do things. I think a majority of the population does not realize how hard it is to be successful, and how many fails it takes, and how hard it is, how many late nights. And I see so many people who see people that are successful, and they're like, you're so lucky, I wish I could have that, you got that overnight, you're so lucky. Nobody sees what happens in the background. Nobody sees what happens before this person succeeds. Nobody sees how hard that person works. So If you think you're going to get success overnight, if you think you're going to get rich overnight, if you think you're going to get happy overnight, if you think you're going to get rid of your anxiety overnight, if you think you're going to do anything overnight, it's just not going to happen. It's not going to happen. You have to work hard. And that is something a lot of people won't accept. And that's why so many people give up so easily. It's just the hard truth. So I'm telling you right now, if you have a dream, if you have a goal, go do it. Work hard. Build habits to continue to be successful. Because if you just keep going, one day you will get there. One day. And that doesn't mean put in pointless work either. You have to put in meaningful work. A lot of people say, like, keep working hard, just keep pushing, just keep doing this. Work 24/7, sleep for 4 hours, do this. That's how you get burnt out. That's how you get burnt out. Don't do that. The people who are most successful are consistent. I can't say it enough. Consistency is key. Just keep being consistent. Keep doing the same things every day, except obviously depending on whatever, you got to do some different things, try new things. Consistency, that's all you got to do. All I want to do with this brand is like show those people, and I want to build a community of people, and I want to know more people who are like me, who have the dreams and have the passion and goals and have that burning desire of, if I want something, I'm going to get it. And there's no stopping me. There's nothing in my way. I will do whatever it takes to get that thing. And I want more people. And this goes for mental health. This goes for dreams and goals. This goes for physical health. It goes for everything. I could go into so much detail with so many things I've put this towards, but a big thing that I accomplished in 2025 is my anxiety. I was always the type of person that said, I have the worst anxiety. I have worse anxiety than anyone I know. I will never get rid of my anxiety. I blamed my anxiety on everything. It was my whole personality. It was my whole life. There was no getting me out of it. It was my whole life, truly. And I know that's a lot of people with like depression and anxiety, whatever. It was like my whole life. It was my whole thing. And then one day I was like, you know what? No, I'm not letting anxiety control you anymore. And this is what kind of sucks, is like, for me at least, and for most people, this is why you can't really force anyone to do something, to get help with their mental health, or go to the gym, be consistent, or go after a dream or goal, or, stop drinking alcohol or doing drugs, because if they don't want it, it's not going to happen. And I think that's a big thing. Like, that really sucks, because all you really can do is inspire and motivate people. And that's what I want to do for everyone listening to this. I want everyone to, just like Noah Kahan did for me, I hope that at least one person listening to this hears this and decides to go live their dream life, or decides to go be consistent in the gym, or decides that anxiety will not control them anymore. That's all I want to do. I just want people to be happy. I want people to live their life to the fullest. I know that you can't force anyone to do anything, because until that person wants to do it themselves, there's no changing that. There's nothing. And it's almost like, for me, for all these different things in my life, it's like it's been a flip of a switch. It's just like, boom, yep, okay, we're doing it. And I'm going to guess that's how it is for most people, One day they're just like, okay, I'm done. I'm done living like this. I'm sorry, but I can't with the people in this life who, they blame everything. If you keep blaming things happening to you, like if something happens to you and you're like, oh, well, look at that, I can't do this now, or, oh, well, that happens to me, the world hates me. If you do that, you're doing it to yourself. You're making yourself miserable. You're doing that. You do realize that. You are doing that. You're making your life miserable. If you keep having gratitude, keep seeing the good things in life and seeing the good things that happen to you, that's when your whole life is going to change. And it's really hard. That's another thing. It's really hard. And I know a lot of people who are like that and say the world hates me. And they see people say what I just said. And they're like, it's not that easy. That does not work. I don't just feel happy after saying that. That's because it takes a while. It's not going to happen overnight. I can't say that enough. It's not going to happen overnight. You have to keep going. Some people it takes days to do things. Some people it takes months. Some people years. But if you just keep going, one day you will get there. Okay? And if you have a negative mind while trying to do one of these things, you're probably not going to get there. Because you have self-doubt. You're doubting yourself. I didn't necessarily become who I wanted to be in 2025, but I became a person who did not quit. And I've always been a procrastinator, so that is huge for me. I've always procrastinated everything in my life, from high school, middle school, whatever, up until now. I've always started something, then give up. And I just think it's not going to work. That's what you can't do. That's exactly what you can't do. So one thing I'm proud of myself for this year is not giving up, not quitting. So one day is not a destination, it's a decision to keep moving forward. If you're listening to this and you feel lost in life, you're exactly who this brand is for. If you have anxiety, self-doubt, no motivation, and you're just feeling behind in life, I want you to know that if you just keep going, you'll get there one day. And don't give up, because what's giving up gonna do? Giving back and going back to your miserable life? Time is just gonna keep moving forward. We're all just gonna keep going in this life. So why not try? Why not keep going? Why not keep showing up for yourself? That is way better than living a horrible, miserable, sad life. The biggest lesson I think I learned in 2025 is I don't need to have everything figured out. It's good to have a plan in life. It's good to have goals and dreams, but nothing is going to happen exactly how you plan it out to be in your head. So just moving forward is the best thing to do for yourself. I want to tell you guys a little bit about how I started this clothing brand. So it's kind of a crazy story. I was in the middle of starting my TikTok shop stuff, and that's probably kind of what motivated it. I don't know. I just remember seeing like this clothing brand owner guy, like the behind the scenes of his whatever, and it was just like, I was just watching it, and I was like, you know, that's one thing. In my head, I was like, that's the one thing I think I could never do. I think I could do marketing, editing, videos, social media, selling stuff. But the one thing I could not do is make a clothing brand. Like, there's so many clothing brands. It sounded really hard. And then it was like 2 or 3, maybe 4 weeks later, out of nowhere, I didn't even think of that moment in particular. I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna make a clothing brand. Like, what? I think it's the competitiveness in myself that was like, you said you can't do that? What do you mean? Like, it was like my mind was like, I have to prove myself wrong. The self-doubt, I have to prove the self-doubt wrong in my head. I think that's what it was. So I guess you can say I'm very competitive. Had to prove myself wrong, apparently. And here we are with the clothing brand. So I just did a bunch of research, brainstorming. I did everything. And in the end, we came with One Day Essentials. And this was the first hoodie right here. Got the little one right there just to show that this was the first hoodie. And this is going to be iconic one day. One day, it's gonna be iconic one day. And I love this brand because I think I see myself as an entrepreneur, and I know I'm not huge right now, but one day I will be. And I just want to inspire people, motivate people. I want to do it all. I just really hope that this brand inspires people, and just know that progress isn't always loud. So if you feel like everyone is ahead of you, if you're scared to start, and if you don't know what you're doing, but you're still trying anyways, this brand is for you. Join the community. Go to onedayessentials.com. I just wanted to create something bigger than me. Build a community of people who have the same mindset as me, or want something bigger than themselves, want something bigger than they have now. This is way more than a clothing brand to me. I don't even see it as a clothing brand, but I would love to see not even millions of people, just a community of real people who wear this brand, and I want people to see it and be like, one day, what is that? What does that mean? And just be like, one day you will get the life of your dreams. One day you will get there. Just remember, one day isn't a promise, it's a choice. A choice to keep showing up for yourself every day, becoming the best version of yourself, becoming the version of yourself that you want to be, and getting the life of your dreams. This brand is for the people who keep going quietly behind the scenes, the people who are on the brink of success, or the people who are on the brink of getting out of that bad mental health state, the people that are one step closer to becoming that person that they want to be. And that's who I am right now. I'm not huge, and I don't want to be the richest person in the world, but I do want to inspire people, so I hope you guys like this. Let me know if you guys like this podcast, and I might do a podcast here and there, I'm not really sure, but if you want to go follow the One Day Essentials Instagram and TikTok, I'll link those down below. Go check those out. Share this with your friends and your family, and don't forget it. All right, see y'all next time.